point at all.
I just want to pick up on, I think the idea of a know-how fund is a really excellent one, and we'll pursue that. I think that the point about people under the Shabab, I think this is why it's so important that we have a political process that is more representative and inclusive, because people in those areas that have been freed of Shabab will be involved in the process, will be engaged. The people who are still under Shabab will say, well, why can't we have the same? So I think that that element of example and engagement is very important. And I think that we've also said that we want to include people in the whole process who have given up violence, who want to play their part in a future Somalia through a proper political process. And so, we don't exclude people who have in the past supported Shabab, of course not. And I think that's an important point to get across. I've learned a lot about the tribal challenges over the last few months, and I'm grateful to the last two speakers for elaborating still further. Tim, do you want to look at those?
Yeah. Okay, gentleman's been with this, with the red tie.
Yeah. My name is Abdulaziz Ali Ibrahim, known as Xildhiban. I am a British Somali author and peace activist. Really, it is very, very hard to be optimistic. And what I know is that one of the few attempts that the international community has made, and as I was there back in Mogadishu, has failed. Are you ready, or are you prepared to fail again? You are doing your best, I know, but are you ready to fail? Because this is the views, and this is the ridiculous ideas, and that we have in mind, saying, and this is me in that region, and this is me. We are divided, and we want to be united again. And the other thing that I would like to say is, I'm going to say something about the piracy. And now I don't know how you get that information, but the piracy are now making their profits to invest in more sophisticated weaponry, making themselves even greater threat, not only for the Somali people, but you not only for the Somali people, but the whole nation, or otherwise international and internationally. So what I'm going to say is that the coming conference in 23rd of February, and the Somalis and the international community should agree that the pirates are criminals, of course, and the Somali pirates should be dealt like any other violent criminalist who is responsible for criminals that for crimes should and those responsible for the crimes should be punished and stopped from committing any future acts on piracy. And my last point is that and as far as you know, we had as a Somalis an extremely brutal, ruthless, cruel, savage, remorseless, and ill-famed and notorious warlords. And now we have Al-Shabaab and 550 and the so-called Somali parliament who wanted to hold Somalis as hostage. And what I'm saying is that this is the time that the government, the United Kingdom, or otherwise the international community, should look after us, as we need peace and stability back home. And the thing is that one last thing. Al-Shabaab is a threat not only for Somalis. There is many Somalis from America or otherwise, even going from Britain back to Somalia, and they will be coming back here, and London will not be safe. Not only London, the United Kingdom will not be safe. So you want us to save us, and you save your lives. Thank you.
Okay, can I just make a point here? As I said at the beginning, we're going to talk initially, if we can, please, about the political process. We have plenty of time. I'm setting lots of time aside to talk about the security, the piracy, the Al-Shabaab side. But if we can try and do them in some organised, otherwise we're just going to get lots of different comments all coming randomly through the course of the afternoon. We will keep your points, sir, and we will address them in a minute. But I want to stay back, if I can right now, on the issue of the political transition. We have a very small window between now and August, yes? And some of the very interesting discussion I heard earlier this morning that Tim was part of as well is how do you use this period? Is this Constituent Assembly simply going to be a rubber stamp? Is it going to have the time to be able to think through the transition to an executive branch that was discussed by the Foreign Secretary? Can we please focus on those issues for a while if I can? Please, exactly. Second gentleman here. No, then I'll come to you afterwards, sir. First in the front row, and then behind. First in the front row.